Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Karandrin Role Playing. My name is Kevin Manus Pennings, also known as Cracked Palantir. I'll be your game master and host for the night. This is episode 3 of Ganri's Tale, and I hope that you're all excited to see what's going to happen. Of course, joining me tonight is my good buddy Josh Waters, who is playing the part of Ganri.
And definitely excited to see what happens. Not as excited to smell what happens, but I'll at least give it a visual, right?
Your smell is always terrible, if that's of any consolation. It's always terrible. All righty. Last time we had Ganri at the Temple of Ulshon, which is a temple in the city of Galandos. He was informing the temple of a threat that he had learned about called the Dromivore, a huge creature that appears first as a simple tentacle reaching through a portal until basically it covers your entire world in thrashing tentacles and coming from a million different portals. Ganri had gone to the temple to do some research on the Dromivore, and then overheard the fact that the temple leaders here were already concerned about the Dromivore, which terrified him. So he went to go and make sure they understood the true threat that the Dromivore presented. They were surprised to learn that the Dromivore was so destructive. They rewarded him with a book of magic spells, which I still haven't found my notes for, and Ganri will just have to do without them this session. It's just too bad. It's just too bad. What you need is a good game master. That's what I would recommend you do. Personally, that's what I would do. Get you a good game master, buddy. I don't know. I don't know why it's so difficult for you to do that.
Well, the thing is, I don't know that those are commonly available. It's not like churches or drugstores. There's not one on every corner.
Are you sort of stuck with you're stuck with what you've got? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I understand that. So Ganri then leaves the temple. He had hired a coach for the day.
Hi, Jamie.
And oh my lord, Jamie Overstreet. Well, I mean, that's it. We're hanging up. That's the end.
Mission accomplished. Huh?
Oh my god. Hey Kelly, also welcome back. So Josh goes down, rejoins his coachman. The coachman notices that there's been a bit of attention being paid to Ganri as he leaves. Ganri, in an abundance of caution, says, well, why don't we just go for a drink somewhere, and we'll see what happens. They ride for the drink. They ride about an hour across town, go to the coachman's favorite place to drink.
Did you mention my coachman was really, really cute? Is that something you put in the description?
I think they all know that you only take cute men as your personal servants.
I don't want to arouse any suspicion, about impropriety on my part.
Right.
I make sure that I'm constantly surrounded by virile, good-looking, half-naked males, so no one can be confused about my propriety.
Just like Mitch McConnell. Actually, just taking a break just for a moment from the recap, let me share this with everyone. We have got our links there. So we take donations to help fund my long-term headache research into why my head hurts, and to give a little love. We also have Ganri's notes from his adventures to date. We have Ganri's character sheet, his personality, which is one of the elements of this game that you may not see in other games, and his equipment and inventory. So you can click on those links and actually take a look at what he's been up to in the past before we started streaming. Ganri and his coachman, to get back to the recap, Ganri and his coachman arrive at the bar, and the coachman warns them that they've been followed. They discovered that the people who followed them were, in fact, people from the temple, because they were concerned that this creature, the Dromivore, since the temple knows very little about it, and Ganri only knows slightly more than they do, they were concerned that the Dromivore could have agents at work. And for Ganri and for our audience out there, most people have very little knowledge of the Dromivore, including fairly powerful individuals in this world. And
hopefully, Kelly, why don't you check it out for us? See if it works.
Kelly, check and see if the character sheet got repaired. I got fuzz on my glasses like a mo. So as I recall, Josh, where we left off is you confronting the guy that was following you and him admitting that he's with the temple, and he was convinced that you weren't particularly a threat, that the Dromivore has no hold over you, and he was going to let you be. Is that your recollection as well?
Yes. Yes, it was a group of 3 of them altogether, right? At least on that.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, it was clearly a multi-personed effort. Man, the stuff is still broke, Josh, but that's all right. Well, I'm sorry, gang. Our links are still broken.
They worked for you when you checked them, right?
Me?
Yeah, you and Karen.
Karen, they worked for Karen, and they worked for me. Oh, I can't click there. I got to click over here. But you know what? We'll just have to make do. Kelly, if you would, keep checking and tell us what works and what doesn't work, and then we'll see what we can do about fixing those. I don't know.
I think you just did, Kelly.
That's hilarious. So it is mid-afternoon. Ganri is in the dwarven city of Galandos, a major port in the nation of Garamore. So here we are, and oh, that's hilarious. I accidentally bumped that. I was going to put add our caption here. Oh yeah, here we go. This is, it has all of our past ones. Woo! Yeah, there you go. I love this caption function. Love it. So, alrighty, sir. What do you want to do now? They have walked away. You've learned that they were following you from the temple, and that, in fact, they were looking to see if you were in some way in league and controlled by something by the Dromivore. Your coachman, of course, skedaddled when you guys stopped at the bar. He got too spooked by the confrontation he had with the temple agents, we might call them. So, sir, mid-afternoon in the city of Galandos, an unfamiliar area of town, what would you like to do?
I think my first order of business will be to hire another coach. I still have one other errand I would like to take care of this afternoon, which was going by the Blobberies estate. I'm hearing some echo. I guess that's me.
Well, it's probably nothing we can do. It's probably because what we find is that sometimes these technical issues arise, but since our circumstances haven't changed, hello, Frog Hops. Welcome back. So since our situations haven't changed, it must be some issue between us, but nothing in our local environment causing the echo.
Okay.
Mr. Chonk. Yeah, I can't be lowering the speakers because otherwise you'd have had echo immediately.
Well, I've already put them down from what I started at.
Right.
I can bring it much lower without hearing you. I mean, I can put headphones on maybe.
Well, no, that's the thing, right? Unless you heard it from the very beginning, it can't be anything, right? If it suddenly occurred, then it can't be your speaker volume. Your speaker volume was set.
Good job, Kelly. Be specific. They both chonk.
I don't know what chonk means, actually.
Oh, come on now, Big Chungus.
You can just call me fat. It's fine.
Yeah, I have an idea though. Let me say something.
So
Well, a second.
I don't think that's going to be the issue. Um, so right, that's true. Ganri has an opportunity to work for the Blobberies, a dwarven family, and essentially there are tasks they feel suited that an adventurer can do, and the feeling is that it's for the betterment of people. It's not sort of self-serving. Um, Ganri is also dealing with a considerable amount of guilt because he accidentally killed a number of people in town when trying to defend himself from a thief.
All right, let's do a test. We still get the echo?
We'll have to wait
Oh, I don't
from
hear it. I was hearing it before when I was talking.
Marcy, but I've never heard it. And if you heard it only intermittently, and yet your settings were stable, there is no reason to think that it's your settings.
Let's see. Kelly, give us a little thing. You getting any echo?
Well, all right, but you can hear me, right?
Yeah. No, good. You're
Well,
good.
they'll let us know.
All right.
So Lady Blobbery is where you're off to next. I should probably.
Thank you, Pooch Sugar. I figured that would do it.
I am willing to bet it will come back. However.
All right. In chat, give us what the bet is.
Okay, in chat. Oh, you want it written? It'll be recorded. Isn't that not? Is that not good enough?
No, I was saying chat should come up with the item. What's the
Oh,
word I
they
want?
should. They should just. Well, it's my bet. I don't see why I would let them do anything like that.
For shits and giggles. All right.
Well,
Yeah, so I did want to hire a coach and try to make it by the Blobbery estate just to check on the arrangements for tomorrow. You know,
oh, that's
hand
right.
out.
You're meeting tomorrow.
Yeah.
I
See
thought
where
you had. I thought you had a time and everything. I thought you knew all those details.
well, we may have a time, but I've never been by their estate, so I wouldn't know. Like,
Oh, I see. All right, roll for me.
all righty. Where did I put it? There it is. Les dice roller 48.
48. So a bit of a time before a carriage comes by. You stop the guy or gal. Let's find out. It's a young female dwarf, but she knows her business. She's it's an open carriage, um, but she rides pretty prominently with a crossbow on her lap.
Okay.
Since she's a lone female working in the city, if you know what I mean.
Single female lawyer.
Single female lawyer. um, so, um, you wave her down. She's like, "Where to, sir?"
Blobbery estate.
Gross. Oh, I'm sorry.
Gross.
Um, she says, "Sir, I hope you know where that is. I don't know of those."
And I do not believe I do, so I've never been there. Let's see. Check one thing in the notes here. Yeah, I don't. So this is, I guess, really important. I figured out where it is today because I may have to tell my driver tomorrow where to go. Okay. Thank you for your time. I'll try another coach
Okay.
and give it another go.
Very soon thereafter, you wave down a male dwarven coach. Coach or carriage? Carriage.
Okay.
Ask the same question. He tells you. He tells you it's clear across town. It's going to cost
All right. What did I give? Hold on 1 second. Let me see what I gave my last guy.
for the whole day.
Yeah.
It was. I don't know. It was. It was some. It was gold, wasn't it? Or no, it was silver, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hold on 1 second. I think I got it right here.
You don't care. You're wealthy. You don't care. You don't care.
Okay.
This is where I miss our good friend Harry, who had a I don't know, had a great way of delivering. You go, you don't scare me, and it always made me laugh when he said that. And of course, he would often say it to his wife, and of course, we all know that she terrified him. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Terrified us all, I would say, if I were being honest.
Okay, so okay, yeah. 3 silver is what I gave the previous coach for the day.
Yeah.
So let me try the same thing and ask if that'll get me the rest of the day.
He says, I don't do all day fairs. I don't trust it. He says, you wealthy people, you're up to no good most of the time. I won't have any part of it. I'll take you the single fare, 6 copper.
All right, I'll hand him 6 copper. Adjust that there. Go to 12. Okay.
And that's when he attacks you. I'm kidding. Kidding. Almost. I'm really almost kidding.
So I want to pay attention, obviously, to my surroundings, so I can tell what part of town I'm in, since I haven't been here before.
Oh, this is not good. It's a long day. All right. Well, that's fine. Off you go. It does take a good while to get there. You were paying attention, like just trying to see where in relation the place is that right?
Yeah, what general part of town? So I've been to the docks now. I've been to the Adventurers Guild. I've been to the Lady Pharynix's estate.
Right.
At the temple. I've been to 3 different temples now, I think.
Yeah.
So just kind of been and the part where I went for the guy to carve the statue for me.
Yes.
So just putting it in relation to the places I've been, so I kind of had an idea in my head. Even if we run into some issues tomorrow, I can tell the coachman it's in this. It's close to this.
Right. This guy knows where it is. Why don't you ask him if he knows where the tea and loaf is, and have him pick you up tomorrow?
Do you call it the tea and loaf?
I'm sorry. The tea and loaf is is our other player's inn.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yours is the 3 torches, right?
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All apologies to Max, our other player.
What'll it cost me to have you deliver me to this location tomorrow from the 3 torches, if you know where that is?
I don't know where that is. I know the town pretty well, though.
Let's see.
You give him a description?
Yeah, there was that blacksmith that I've been to a couple times. Is pretty a few blocks away. I can't remember the blacksmith's name off the top of my head. If I can find that quickly or not, but and there was a magic shop or a bookstore over that way too, I think. Let's see if
you just give him a general description. We don't need your specific notes. We can assume that you know. He says, I can find it.
All right.
First light?
That would be great.
It'll be 6 copper total. I'll take half now.
I will give him half.
Um,
Let me change that copper inventory. 1 second.
that's strange.
Okay.
I see you guys are talking about the video title. I did change it, but it may not change until later. It does read correctly. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put Ganri. That's what I forgot to do. So let me see if I can update it while we're talking. All right, so roll for me, buddy.
91.
Roll again for me, buddy.
48. Wait, didn't we just have a 48? What was the first roll? 40 something, wasn't it?
I don't want to jinx it by telling you. There we go. Yeah. All right, guys, let me know if that fixed the title. I just forgot to.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to log into anything to check the other stream. Usually I pull up a couple of.
Remember, we were going to try doing our tablets. I didn't have time to get my tablet ready, but I got it charged and everything, but I haven't logged on. But this tablet struggles to do a lot of stuff, so I'm not sure I want to do it.
Cool. Yep. I see it on Twitch. Catch it on YouTube real quick.
Oh, and it is a reminder to our new people like Mr. Jamie that we also stream on Wednesdays with my buddy Max here from Texas. He's a lot of fun, really great guy. And so I also try to give a shout out to our old buddy Keith back in Georgia to see if Mr. Ray wanted to join us. But I didn't hear back from him. And so, but hey, let your buddies know, let your friends know. We're going to keep working on this link problem and so on. So,
all right.
So, you guys ride for a good bit. It is now very late afternoon. You rolled that 90. There are, you see what is pretty clearly a, mugging in progress in an alleyway as you pass. It's all you. You can do whatever you want to do, buddy. We know that your in-city dealings with the criminal element often refer to buildings being destroyed, often result in buildings being destroyed and innocent bystanders being slain.
This is true. I am not picking up the vibe from my driver that this is the sort of thing he probably wants to even take a pause for. Well, let's see what can I make out from the mugging. Can I determine, species, sex, anything like that?
You can tell him to at least wait, to pause a moment. You don't have to tell him why, because you're going to pass by it very quickly if it's in an alley. You know what I mean?
Right.
Roll for me. We'll see what information you get and what information you don't.
23. Michael Jordan told me that.
Michael Jordan tell you that you got to stick to basketball because it was too fast. But it was clearly violent action in the alley, one against another. One person was already on the ground. That's what you know.
I think I'm gonna have to let that go.
All right. No, it's fine, Karma. Anyway, so you just keep on. You tell him, "Oh, proceed, driver. I don't have time for these issues." Oh,
Look,
wait.
I stopped for every mugging in every alley
that you commit, you would get caught.
This town would be burned to a cinder.
So true. You've killed so many people. How many people do you kill? It's in my notes somewhere, but
I thought we were around a dozen. Does that feel right to you?
That's right. It was a dozen bystanders. Goes to show you, kiddos, don't cast spells from an object inside of a bag of holding.
I thought you were going to say don't cast spells ever. That's the
It is true. It is in Karandrin role playing. It is magic is inherently dangerous, and you can fumble a spell, on a sufficiently low roll, and your day will change. Your day will change,
and
and you'll learn that next episode with Max.
your face may change. But
That'll be one of the consequences I add to the game is people's faces just being contorted and horrible.
I
Wait.
thought that you and I were about to do a whole face-off thing.
Oh,
I
that'd
would
be so
take his
funny.
face.
I'm gonna learn Restream's like option to do that, where we can just add that effect. Clearly, the town gets much nicer. He starts turning north into the areas that you have now, you've since learned are, a lot of the big landed estates there, that sort of thing. But there is a sense that this area is definitely like a big dumb goblin. Oh,
Thank you, Jay.
Quinn. Um, so, 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 you almost think that you could probably actually I should have you roll for me.
Jamie, I'm imbued with Girls Gone Wild magic. It's not exactly the same as wild magic. It's pretty close. It is involved in a lot of lawsuits, though. Um, I assume all rolls are open ended unless you tell me otherwise. Is that correct?
That's excellent thing.
Okay, negative 38.
Negative 38, buddy.
Yes.
You know that it is near. It must be near Lady. What is her name? Shoot, I lost her.
Pharynx?
Pharynx's place. Um, but one of the big problems with that is that you're an idiot and you can't. You're like, okay, I know at least it's near here, but I'm not sure I can find my way. But I do know that it's near here. You guys arrive. It is in a small, cozy neighborhood. I got to roll with a. It is a standalone mansion, fairly close to a very well paved road. They don't do the big sort of sprawling front estate that you have to ride through. There is a simple carriage turnaround in the front. They do a simple rock formation outside, and if you're not mistaken, those rocks have veins of gold going through them. And So the guy stops and says, "Here you are, sir."
Thank you. Any shot I could get you to be my transport back to the Three Torches so we could fight this evening, or should I just plan on meeting you in the morning?
"Whatever you can pay for, sir. I just don't do day-long fares."
Fair enough. This shouldn't take me very long. If you'd be willing to wait, I'd go ahead and pay you for that transport this afternoon.
All right. Fair enough.
Um,
6.
yep. Let me adjust. Okay.
Congratulations, you've paid for a meal for his family and a meal for him.
Okay.
Jamie, Josh's only magic is that he uses the wand in his pants. That's what you have to really remember.
More of a staff, but I mean, whatever you want to call it.
Nubbin, whatever.
So, sorry, the rocks, veins of gold, in terms of staff or obvious guards, anything like that?
There are doormen standing outside. They are lightly armed with daggers. One is dwarven.
Mm-hmm.
The other is a peninsular elf. They both have a dagger on their boot, and they carry just simple clubs. And they sort of are standing at attention. They're watching you. Obviously, in case you're about to approach.
Okay. Uh, Head up to the dwarven one then, um, and then peninsular dwarven.
Oh, they're not going to wait for you to speak. They're going to greet you as though you're a lord, because you might be a lord coming in from some crappy place. It's just like going to the concierge at a nice hotel. Doesn't matter if you stay there or not. They still have to treat you like you stay there. Um, my lord, are you expected? Can we announce you?
Hold on one second. There we go. Sorry about that. I had to reply to Jamie real quick. No, Lord. I do have business here on the morrow. I just wanted to check to see what the protocol was.
You're not used to dealing with such folk. Is that it, youngster?
Aye. Aye.
Better dressed than that, I would think, would be appropriate. Show our lord and lady respect. Beyond that, if they're expecting you, you need only arrive here on time and announce yourself.
Very well.
Do you come as visitor? Do you come seeking work? What is your business? I
I
could,
suppose it would be in the second category.
but you're expected. So by all means, come dressed well.
Aye. Oh, very well. Um,
You want to slip him like 50 gold
no, I
and
think
just really,
uh,
it's interesting. Like you come across all this wealth, and like Max is when he's playing now, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm rich. I'm so much richer than everybody else." And so like he's thinking about hiring people to do his research for him.
that's a good idea.
Just because he doesn't have a lot of patience, his character is just very impatient. So while she enjoys reading, she doesn't have the patience for doing as much of it as might be required. So
I don't even know if currently I fit into the rich category. I think I have like 38 gold, maybe.
that's rich.
I mean, it's not bad, but it's not like
So
yeah.
you give him all 38 and you
Uh,
promise him a testicle. It's fine.
that guy's eye. It's I was thinking about. I wonder if I should ask about. I think I just won't come with obvious weapons. I think that's what my plan will be. I mean, I'll probably have something on me, but I don't think I'm gonna come dressed like an adventurer because I am gonna come dressed in the clothes that I wore to the event. So um, I think I'm good on that. All right. Thank you for the advice. Until tomorrow.
So no bribe of 38 gold and a testicle.
I think I'm gonna skip on that.
Okay. Promise him your colon, Obi-Wan Karen says.
Already spoken for, unfortunately.
Jamie, if you don't know, Obi-Wan Karen is the Obi-Wan that I married. So,
The Obi-Wan of two.
and this month is our 14th anniversary.
Wow.
Off he goes. See, now Jamie says both nuts. I don't know if he's referring to your character's testicles or
Mhm.
me and Karen for being married 14 years.
Why
Anyway,
not? Why not both?
I know,
As
right?
Edward would say.
Had just walked back to the carriage,
Hmm.
and you're going to help him get back to the
Three
vigils.
torches. Yeah.
Roll for me.
Alrighty. We have got a 90.
That is so crazy because this is the exact that 90 was for the exact same purpose you rolled your last 90.
Congrats, Jamie.
Wow. Wow. Wendy is a lucky, lucky, lucky future divorcee.
So wait,
So
14 years. Didn't Joseph have to work for Laban or whatever for 14 years to get
I
Rachel?
the biblical character Labia, is that the one you're referring to?
Yes, that one.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought I thought Labia parted ways.
Of the family of
And
Volginus. It's,
he had, sorry, I dropped my phone. He had a wife, you know. We
my
start with the
friend
Monty Python.
Bickus.
Megas Labius.
Dickus.
Um,
Good job. Thank you, Obi-Wan Karen.
that's right. Biggest. Okay, so oh god,
Incontinentia.
incontinentia, labius, incontinent. Anyway, that's a squirter. Anyway, so we're just
Squirtle.
there is a single adventurer hanging out on a street corner, um, and clearly hawking goods and loogies. Goods and
And
loogies.
Lucas.
Goods and loogies.
Interesting. Um, make and model of the adventurer.
um, human.
Is there a Carfax associated with you?
The Carfax. It's got to be something there, right? We could work with that word.
Is there a shadow fax for this adventurer?
That's it.
It's it risible.
Oh my god, so great! What a great show. It's a plain looking human, of with quite a beard on him. I mean, it runs down. It's basically to his navel, maybe a little beyond.
Damn.
Um,
As a dwarf, I respect that.
yeah, I know, right? Um, it's something we need to add. Roll for me.
60. Oh, Kevin, you may be right.
What?
I think I hear that echo again.
Yeah,
Wait, did I?
it's infallible logic.
I don't know. I've got the volume so low on my laptop, it's hard for me to actually hear if I'm hearing it, but I think I hear it. Where's my
So,
volume?
sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Long beard, which I admire.
Long beard. I should roll up if he's like fully geared. He has a set of robes on. His he seems fairly cleaned up. Like he tends to himself well, and he stands with a moderate level of confidence. He's not timid or anything. So you would suspect that he's he's got some years behind him in adventuring. Maybe not tons, but some. But again, if you don't, oh, that's true. We have to take a moment, and everybody on chat, we need to send love to Quinn and tell him to get better. So everyone, I'm going to do it on my end. Quinn, get better. Good, buddy.
Got it. There you go. Did that come out right? Get better? Is that what it reads?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. It reads.
Good.
And someone tried to remind me that when we do big rolls, like big rolls, we're going to do a drum roll. The chat is going to do a drum roll because I really think that was fun last time. I really enjoyed that, and I just keep forgetting when I forgot last session. He seems fairly confident, but I don't know how much money you have. I don't know if you're particularly interested or not.
Yeah, I'm not in a good place financially to do a ton of shopping at the moment, and also I'm a little. Oh, Kelly's in early with the shrimp boss. Um, I don't say
Oh,
nervous, but I'm wanting this guy to actually know how to get me from A to B. You know what I mean? So I'm like not wanting to make
no
detours or
distractions.
stops.
Let him
Yeah,
ride.
yeah.
That's fine with me. Off you go. You just let this guy, with his great magic items, just go by the wayside. It's fine. Free dragon, but whatever. And so, with really not much difficulty, he gets you to the location. He's like, I'll definitely see you in the morning, sir. No problem.
I'm gonna try
Wait,
to.
wait, wait. I know what you need. You need a little boo 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 boo. Okay, sorry. I just love doing that. I can't. Okay.
Uh, that's fantastic.
Jamie's casting spells on Quinn. Love
Okay.
spells. I think we love spells. Is that what it is, Jamie? Hmm. Okay.
That's pretty good.
So, um, so no problem. Drops you off. It is now pretty decently late afternoon, supper time.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably hungry again by this point,
I think you are.
and in need of a beverage. And at some point, I need to go check my room to see what's going on with that damn
Oh, that's right.
phone.
So tell everybody what awaits you possibly in your room. What condition did you what situation did you leave in
So,
your
like
room?
2, maybe 3 days ago now, I was going to create some scrolls, and so I was going to copy spells from my. Which tome was that? Was that Essence Travels? I'm trying to remember which tome
Well,
that was.
they won't know. They
Yeah,
don't
whatever.
know anything
So,
about this game except for the sonorous voice of the game master. Boo boo boo, Scooby Bop.
it's the Scat Hour on the East Coast.
It is.
Uh,
It sounds like scat. I tell you that much. Love potion number 10 inches, says Jamie.
mm.
It's fantastic. All right, so explain to the folks.
So
You were
I was
casting a
attempting.
spell
Yes.
to copy one scroll into another to
Mhm.
sell it to make a little cash.
Yes, I was a little short on cash, and I was going to do that as a way to make a little money. As we joked about earlier, I fumbled on a very low level common spell activity, as I am wont to do. Is it easy? Oh, I'll make it hard. Just wait. Um, and there was an explosion, and as a result, um, oh God, what all? Okay, so the scroll itself was the thing that was floating and spinning around. The scroll that I was attempting to copy from the tome, right?
The
That was the
the
thing that was,
the sheet of spell paper, right?
yeah.
Of what's called rune paper. That's what scrolls are written on in this game. And yes, it was spinning in the air. Your tome,
The tome, the page was torn. It was glowing, and I was a little worried. There was some heat coming off of it.
right?
Uh, Eventually, where I left things was I was able to get the page of scroll paper down from the air and to stop spinning. Um, and the tome I basically closed and stuck under a pillow and left in the room because I had other stuff to do. And uh, hasn't been any indication yet that it's harmed anyone or become any worse or caused any problems. But a little worried because magic is very dangerous and magic items can be very dangerous. So,
So time to see if any of that has resolved itself.
yes.
Any of that. Now, see, now I'm forced to look at my notes because I actually roll that stuff well beforehand.
Mhm.
I roll it when it occurs, and so that I don't have any. I don't like using like plot based reasons to make it. Pharynx, there she is. I see that. Um, What is that? Heels? Oh, right. I remember that. Good time. I guess it has to be before your. Was it before your activities with the Pharynx, the whole celebration?
Um, Hold on one second. I'll tell you.
No, you probably just searched. Mine are all written.
See, I was thinking it was after that. I was thinking it was around day 20.
Wow, so really not too long ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Within the last 2 or 3 days.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. It is March 20th when this happened.
Yep, I found it actually. So in my notes it says, I intend to work on making scrolls until it is time to teleport to the quarry. I get a room and get to work. While attempting to inscribe my first scroll, I fumble and take 5 damage from the resulting explosion. The page in my tome with lesser inscription is torn, and there's a slight glow along the edges of the tear. The scroll paper is floating, twisted, and spinning slowly. I climb up on the table and attempt to retrieve the scroll paper. It will not budge, and the force of the spin nearly pulls me over. I attempt to mentally cancel the spell. I feel a throb of pain in my head, and the scroll paper is now a magical disco ball, causing words of magic to appear on the walls and slowly fade.
Oh yeah.
Despite the current results, I do feel like mentally canceling the spell is the way to go. After a few minutes, I try again, and this paper stops spinning, relaxes from its twisted form, and floats back down to the table. Given the state of my tome, I decide to spend some time studying my rod. That is definitely innuendo. I
Yeah.
also put 10 pp into my rod.
Do you
So
see? Oh, that's hilarious. So do you see you're echoing again, Josh?
that's what I was saying. I was fairly certain you were correct because I could hear it earlier, and I've set
Yes.
my volume to. Okay, I'm going to go down. Okay, I'm at 10. Say something, see if I can even hear you.
Well, I mean, but there's no point in you trying to turn it down, right? Because see, it can't be reverb. It can't be reverb on the mic because otherwise it would. Because every mic, when it picks something up, it boosts it slightly. That's why you get feedback. That's why feedback doesn't sound like your voice. Feedback sounds like a high whine because every cycle through the mic, which of course is many thousand times a second, it gets boosted. So it can't be that. It's purely an electronic problem, a digital problem in between us, nothing to do with our actual environment.
Hmm.
So,
So
uh,
no improvement with a lower volume.
right. Well, right. It can't be because nothing is picking up that volume. There's no feedback issue for you to try to fix. Um, and we've had this happen before where it would occur and then we keep playing and then it just goes away. Oh shoot, that'll drop out of your notes. So um, you go upstairs. So the Three Torches Gang is an adventurers guild. Adventurers guilds are largely just because adventurers are largely shunned by society as they're considered very strange, wanting to cavort with danger as well as the unnaturalness of magic. Generally, you don't advertise the fact that you're an adventurer. So, in larger cities, you'll find adventurers guilds where at least you can hang out and that sort of thing. Not the weird, distorted sense that they have in a lot of video games and so on, which I think is really strange. Um, where they're a guild in the sense of, hey, we're basically just a big band of adventurers going to go take on a dragon. But anyway, you go in there. You've already got your room, of course. Roll for me.
41.
Um, excuse me. Um, 41. Averagely busy. Of course, it's predominantly adventurers. Every now and then you'll get a merchant who's got a bug up his butt and wants to And
I lost your
so,
volume for a minute.
say again.
I thought you went mute for just a second, but I hear you now.
It may have been I bumped a button.
Okay.
Um, so you go to your room, and the inn, strangely, for any place that you've been, the inn is not burned to cinders. And then you go upstairs and you check your room, and it is you're playing around with the placement of your phone so people can see your rolls, huh?
I can kind of hit stuff that way. All right, that's cool.
Now, well, I'm gonna get you a cell phone necklace, but the
It's a
so
lanyard. I just stick it in.
yeah, right. So you go up to your room. The pillow's not
Uh,
smoldering.
that's
Yeah.
fine. We can do that first. It's fine. I
Oh,
was going to
sorry.
do downstairs first enough, but we can go ahead up because I probably would have that on my mind. Like, hey, I don't want anything bad to happen. Let me go up and check on it.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah, you definitely need to check first. Yeah. So you head upstairs, and the room is fine. You um, uh, pull back the pillow. You touch the pillow really quickly. Touch the tome really quickly. They're both cool now to the touch. You
Okay.
turn to the page where the spell is, and it's both cool, and that tear has repaired itself.
Oh, that is a load off. 1 second.
I'm telling you, Pooch Hugger, it's just some skullduggery between us and you. It's nothing to do with Josh's tiny equipment. Uh,
Okay. I got the room for 3 days on the 20th, correct?
yes,
Okay. So I have tomorrow, basically. That's my last day here that I've paid for,
yes.
I think. Okay.
Are you interested in trying the old tome, make another scroll?
I guess I should figure out if, yeah, let's, 1 second. I was doing what spell? I was
Excuse me.
doing,
I forget what you were copying.
hold on, I got it right here. Lesser inscriptions. Wait, is that an actual spell?
What do you mean an actual spell?
Oh, it says the page in my tome with lesser inscriptions is torn. Is that this? I don't recall that being the spell I was trying to copy.
I think that was the tome.
Yeah, but from the tome, wasn't I going to make teleport spells,
Oh,
scrolls?
that's it. So,
But it says the page with lesser inscription is torn, and lesser inscription is a single spell, right?
yes, right.
Okay.
That is correct.
All right.
Oh, I should call that up. Well, I've actually got that one printed out. Unlike Geizes, I don't know what you've done with that spell list. But... oh yeah, Lesser Inscription is a 10th level spell. So and for our D&D players in Rollmaster, spells go from 1st to 50th. So 10th level, I mean it's something, but you go much higher in Rollmaster than you do in the scale of D&D. So
Basically times 5 because it's a D20 versus a D100.
that's right. So well, I mean maybe I guess. I mean level
But it's
9.
45. They only go to level 9 in D&D, I think. So that'd be 45. So a little short, but pretty close.
Well, the spells only go to level 9, but players
Yeah,
go.
yeah. No, everything else, you're right, is basically times 5.
Yeah. So so it's to copy to inscribe a teleport spell. It's takes 100 minutes of concentration on the spell to have the spell transfer. So you
Right.
cast Lesser Inscription, obviously from your tome, because you don't really know the spell list yet. And then or do you? That's not when you know. But it doesn't matter. In either case, you can find that information. But but then it's for this one, an hour and a half process. Um, So long as you're not interrupted, it'll work.
Hey,
And
runes and scrolls is what Lesser Inscriptions is from, correct?
yes, it's the 10th level spell off that list.
Yeah, I have that marked on my character sheet as 100% learned.
Yeah, so you can cast it directly. In fact, you don't need the tome. Obviously, it'll save you power points.
Right. That's probably what I was trying to do with
Which
it.
are units of magical energies for our non Rollmaster people. Karandrin's based on Rollmaster Second Edition with some considerable modifications, but
And for magic users, ratifications.
you know what I'm saying. So,
All right. Well, I will then, for the time being, I want to put this back with my other gear. You know, the tome, instead of leaving it under the pillow.
yes,
And
the tome fairy came and left you 1 copper for your 1,000 gold tome.
so sweet of them. Most people think of the tooth fairy as a female, and the tome fairy as a male. I'm just going with a common conception there. It could be reversed.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so put that back in my fat sack that Jamie was salivating over earlier. And
Yes.
I'm going to head down to the main room to eat and drink and just kind of do a little people watching, maybe take in anything over here, that sort of thing.
Sure.
Also, I need to do some small money changing, like bronze, copper. I'm almost out of copper, and I'm really low on bronze.
Sure. It's magic. Yeah, sure. You can take care of all of that. You go down, grab a meal, grab some beers. Your people watching. Let's call it a solid bronze that you blow through, eating like the fat pig that you are.
Mm-hmm.
And
update those.
I'll post some more little information on the caption. I know my caption has been static. As we said that he is in the country of the dwarven nation of Garamore, so there's a little stuff there. It's a good deal of song and dance, literally song and dance going on. There's a good deal of mirth, even with a half full room.
Do I happen to see my the guy who wanted me to fetch the necklace? Does he happen to be around?
Oh, that's right.
My dice roller fell asleep.
No, he is not around. Just to catch up people on that episode, gentlemen offered more information on the monstrous creature. What was it? The Night Taker, or was it Drumivore that he knew? It was Night Taker, right?
He claimed to have information on the Night Taker. Yes.
Right. The Night Taker being a demon reported to have taken children in the area. A couple of adventurers had barely escaped him and had brought out from its clutches a beautiful young dwarven girl. And Ganri has been debating for a while about whether he should try to intervene in the Night Taker, but the advice he's gotten is that the creature is of great power. And this gentleman had offered to give him more information on the Night Taker in exchange for Ganri retrieving, by hook or by crook, a necklace taken from him, from a buddy, but still, it's his necklace taken by a temple outside of town. And so Ganri was contemplating a heist, basically. All right. So it's a good time downstairs, like I said. It's now, pretty well plunged into dark as the sun is set over the mountains. And, candles are lit. There's fire going, even though it's late March. It's still pretty chilly up here. So what would you like to do, sir?
So it was that transitional period from light to dark. Would you say they sort of, I don't know, took a halfway point break to make that transition from light to dark?
Interesting. So you think it's time now for us to take a brief break?
Mm-hmm. Just a slight.
That's interesting. Well, that sounds like something we could do. I know some of these links are broken, but I can't help that. I'm going to post it anyway.
Yes, the
And
links are broken, but the carousels and bobcats are just fine.
they are. Hey, it didn't work.
So,
Huh.
is
My
it
paste.
caracal? How's the cat pronounced? Caracal or carousel?
I think you know. And I don't appreciate you making fun of it.
Sequoia, I'm pretty sure is how it's.
And punching you in the face. That's so weird. All right. Well, gang, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Oh, let me change the.
Yes, indeed. In fact, Josh, I'm going to take us offline and you just handle it, and then we'll be back in just a moment, gang. So bear with us. You can scroll back up and find the notes and things that don't work, but you can play around with and see what does work. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for letting me know about the typo as well. I'm going to fix that. Oh, man, Jamie, bringing back the old joke about.
Did we freeze up? Uh-oh. What happened? What is going on?
And so I also try to give a shout out. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. That was really strange. Are you playing?
Hey,
Wow, that was really strange.
are you back? Oh, we're
I
back.
We are back. That was really odd.
I
I
don't.
lost connection, even though I'm wired.
That was weird. I think I was still doing. I went over to YouTube real quick, and I was hearing myself talk a little bit.
That is
That's
really
strange.
weird. Yeah, apparently it's back up. Huh. Weird. All right. Well, thank you for letting me know about the typo in there. I'm gonna fix that, assuming I don't get the really strange uh, typo, the strange little error message. So, um, oh, there's secondary text. That's interesting. But hey, here's another one. Isn't that nice? Um,
Kelly knows. She knows what's up.
she knows what's up. So, all right. So, a lot of merriment in the commons room. Adventurers, predominantly, of course, in adventuring guild, though not exclusively. Um, what would you like to do?
So I don't see the guy. Do I think if I left a message for him, like a note here, that'd probably be the best way to get word to him if I were not, if I knew I was going to be in the next few days and just want him to get the message.
Yes,
Okay.
just leave him
Um,
a note. Just tell her to be on the lookout for him. Slip a few coins to him.
hey, is she
Uh,
back? Is the goblin? Dang, I just spaced on her name.
yeah, I did
The
too.
lady who runs it.
I just worked on her entry in the database, but I will find her using my
Oh, almost had it.
I'll find her. Hanlock.
Hanlock, thank you. Is Hanlock back? She was out on personal business the other day when I was here.
Yeah, she's back. Hanlock, the female goblin, short, fat, coarse mannered goblin innkeeper for the Three Torches. Um, so this is what I'm doing now. I was telling you, Josh, about the database thing, right? Is that what I do? Is I just put I have a field in my NPC database for relationships and associations, and so it's basically keywords, right? And so I just type them all in there. So whenever you've met someone at the Three Torches, I put Three Torches in the keywords, and then I'll search. It'll bring up everybody you've met in the Three Torches, and I can scroll through a much shorter list. Um,
Very
so
nice.
yeah, so that works out really well. Um, yep, she's there. Yeah, she takes the note.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell the guy who wanted you to break in. You're gonna tell him to go to hell, basically.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to say is something along the lines of um, my sources tell me that item has been disposed of, but even if it hadn't, not the job for me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll give Hanlock. Oops, sorry, I'm the wrong. I clicked the wrong tab. Where am I at? There I am. I'll give Hanlock a silver for the passing the note along to the guy.
Oh wow,
Um,
silver.
well, I'm still trying to get back in her good graces because I was a bad fair the other day.
Oh yeah, because your little rampage downstairs. Yeah,
Drunk and puking and making noise and just generally being a
right. That was your sort of rage night after your inadvertent
yeah,
killings.
pretty much any guest at Holiday Inn Express on a Friday or Saturday night. But that's
Well, there goes our sponsorship, Josh. There it goes. That's cash money gone, buddy.
I really thought you had said DoubleTree,
Uh,
so that was my bad.
the only way that role players are going to get an endorsement from the hotel industry are from those places that have "in" in the name, and you've just cut out a big one. Cut out a big one. So now I have to rely
Well,
on
listen,
my musical talent. Boop boop doo. I
it's
was,
it's not like I talk crap about, I don't know, that worst pizza restaurant, Pizza Inn, or
that's
the
my
worst
favorite pizza
family
place.
style restaurant, Village Inn. I didn't talk crap about any of those inns. So
I love Pizza Inn. The one back home, I have so many good memories of the one back home. That was one of the few like nice family dinners that we would go and do. But I love their pizza. To this day I love.
I love that place too, mostly for the memories. Although I do recall the pizza being fairly good, but I remember one time I was pretty young, and
Oh, was this during your musical your musical um boo boo doo?
yeah, yes, well, it does involve their jukebox. I
Oh,
wanted to play a song, and my dad gave me a 20, and I stuck it in there thinking it was going to give me change, and it did not. It did not give me change. And I was very confused. And like at that point in my life, $20 bills, he may have handed, I could have bought a house for the 20, right? And that's a lot of money when you're like 5 or however old I was at that point. I was pretty young.
yeah.
Uh, so,
That is so great.
yeah.
That is so great. Um, all righty. I got to get you back up here. I was just making a
All
few
right. So
notes
leave
on.
her the note. Changed out some small change stuff. I'm going to push Hanlick for a recommendation on some stuff I haven't tried yet. Obviously, I've still got a few bottles of my most recent purchase from her. Hopefully, she remembers that I did buy some bottles from here recently. But just try something new with dinner and get something to eat in me, and just kind of take in the room for a bit. And
Sure.
if nothing too exciting is going on, I think I would like to do, try to get back to my normal evening routine where I do just a little bit of prep, a little bit of reading, work my rod a little bit, maybe that sort of thing.
So,
There's no good way to say that.
there's not. So just to explain, so magical wands, rods, and stabs in this game, they're not like spell items as they are in a lot of games. Not necessarily, anyway. What they are is they increase the power, accuracy, and range of a spellcaster's spells, but it takes about a week of uh, concentrating on it, focusing on it, practicing with it before you master all of its abilities. And so, what abilities do you have left to master? Do you have what do you on your
I'm
list?
sorry. I feel like that word's missing a couple of syllables.
I don't. I didn't mean to bait you. What I'm asking is, in all seriousness, as the game master,
Okay. So
um,
far, the only things I'm lacking on that ability are plus 10% to user's base rate and plus 10% range and duration to all spells you cast not from scroll items.
okay,
Those are the two that I don't have highlighted. I was highlighting everything I've learned. So,
right, okay, well, good. That's maybe why don't you? So you eat, go upstairs. You concentrate on your spell casting rod here, and why don't you give me a roll? We'll see if you can gain one of those tonight.
hold on, let me come back over here so I can see. All right. How's our placement? We're good?
No, that's good.
I remember it's on this side. Voila! Hold on. Voila! Okay.
Wow. So that's a negative 126. Uh, that's fantastic. Um, Well, roll for me. I'm curious to see what's going to happen when trying to attune to a rod.
Are
That
you ready? That was
yeah.
number one. Are you looking?
Okay. See, it's all it's all um, it's all about how you phrase the question, and that's what saved you, buddy. That's what saved you. Um, because the question was, on scale, how severe are the consequences of what you did? You rolled a negative 68, which means I was going to have you minimally basically retire early with a headache because of what happened. But the consequences are so little, you don't have to do that. But you think you are done with the thing tonight? Do you
Oh,
want
traveler's rod. One of these days.
right the traveler's rod for our audience? It increases the speed that you move. It increases all your spells and that sort of thing, like any rod, wand, or staff would do. But it also increases the range of spells like teleport and any of these sort of flying spells, any travel spell, helps with. So, do you want to try to do? Do you want to try to copy some scrolls or not? Create some tomes, scrolls.
I No, I think what I'm going to do is um, I think I'm just going to go through all of my gear one more time, just make sure everything's where it's supposed to be, checking condition, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Uh, See if I can sort of repack everything, get it in nice and neat, and all that kind of good stuff. And then I think I'm just going to read a little bit before I call it a night. 'Cause I want to be up early. I want to see if I can get a good night's rest, blah, 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 all that kind of good stuff. So
Right.
I have a book that I had been reading in that I haven't been in a while,
Okay.
um, which was, let's see, I think it was the Cantho's Guide to the Venomous and Unnatural.
Okay.
Yeah,
God, sorry, yachted in my audience's face. I apologize, guys. Whew.
right in front of my salad.
Pretty bold talk. Um, so,
Yeah.
um, so off you go to read. So roll. Let's see how long you can. I mean, you're not the most patient guy, being a dwarf, but at least you're not having to deal with idiots. So,
Yeah, 66.
all
So
right. So you get a solid hour and a half of reading done in that text. Learning about various poisonous creatures, and then you retire for the night, and we move on to March 22nd. But let's do the three rolls that you do upon waking up.
all right. Roll number one gives us a 34.
Okay, go ahead.
Roll number two gives us a 74.
Okay,
And roll number three gives us a 37.
a dangerous red 37. Well,
Yeah.
a nice nap. Wake up bright and early before dawn, as people are accustomed to doing in this world, and um, um, grab a meal for a couple of copper. Grab a pot of coffee and or tea, or for you probably beer, and um,
Heck yeah. All right.
so
So it is now Tuesday, March 22nd. Is that right? Is that what you have?
yeah.
Okay, let me just change this real quick. Dang it.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, gang. Head is making me sleepy.
Okay. There we go.
All right. Meeting with the Blobberies. And
I'm sorry, you said breakfast was like 2 copper?
yeah.
Okay. Change that out. All right, yep. Down to meet my coachman. I'll assume, given his personality and demeanor, he's on time and as I was going to say acerbic, but he wasn't really acerbic, was he? He was just direct, as direct as ever.
Well, it's a dwarf. Dwarves are direct. Um, you paid him in advance, is that right?
I did. Wait,
Oh, in that case, he's
half.
nowhere to be
I paid him
found.
half.
Oh, dang it. I was trying to steal your money. But no, all right, fine. He's there, eagerly awaiting his half before he rides
All
off.
right. I give him the other 3 copper.
He's got the reins ready to pop the horse, and he reaches out. Give me the money. No, no, no. No, no, wait beside the coach, and I'll take the money. Just give it here. Everything's fine.
Actually, when I hand him the other 3 copper, I'm going to try to put a silver in there with it.
Oh, okay. He starts putting in his pocket, and you can tell the thumb feels it, and he stops and he looks at it, and he's like, "What's this for now? What dealings is this for?"
You showed up where you said you'd be, on time. I appreciate good service.
No day fare.
Wouldn't dream of it.
He looks at you for a long moment, puts it away, says, "Well, thank you," and off you guys go.
All right. I am dressed, obviously, in my finer clothing.
All
My
right.
adventure gear is in my pack. I've put as much stuff as I can in my articles of holding to kind of get it out of the way,
Right. But so are you basically taking everything?
Yeah, I think I am. Because today was my last day in the room, and just in case I don't make it back, I don't want it to be a weird.
Yeah, you don't want it to be an extra trip for that matter. I mean, you would just be ready to rock and roll. So you've got
Right.
everything with you, but all your sort of magical boogly boo is put away.
Right.
And you're just now going to just cast a spell on the horse. Let me just roll that up. So, all right. Uneventful day of travel through the hour or so of travel through town. It's obviously a large town, predominantly dwarven, with some elves and men, both from south of you at in the Manish Alliance, as well as to the far north in the nation of Ebithonia. And you ride through, you hit those ritzy areas of town, and you come to the beige stone mansion of the Blobberies. You swing through. You're dressed to the nines, and step out. Are you going to ask this guy to stay, or are you going to just get rid of him because he's a pain in the ass?
No, well, actually, I'm just going to let him go because I promised him I wouldn't do the day fair thing, and I assume the servants here will be able to call a coach if I needed one.
Right.
Given my experience with the other nobility, they're easy getting
Right.
coaches and whatnot. So give him a nice curt dwarven nod and head up
Send
to
him on the way.
Yep.
So you approach. It's got to be the same two guys. I mean, days off really don't exist unless not in this type of society.
Well, that guy was really pregnant. That dwarf I talked to yesterday. I mean, he looked like he could pop at any moment. Matter of fact, I'm fairly certain I saw him his water break while we were talking.
What?
You said that it would be the same two guys, but I'm telling you, that one dwarf that I talked to yesterday was really pregnant. He could be giving birth. He might have the day off.
What are you going for, you nut?
I'm just saying, even in older societies, it was still customary to at least get the day off when you gave birth, right?
No.
I mean, you just gave birth at your station.
Well, seriously, some stories I've read regarding even as early as American slavery was, yeah, you would sometimes give birth in the field.
Oh, but I'm not even going to make that joke. I'm going to leave that alone. Thank you for
Jesus.
throwing caltrops in front of my naked feet, Kevin. I appreciate that.
That's what I'm doing here, buddy. It says Die Hard and Broken Glass. Um, um,
Ganri Birch.
you're expected. He nods at the elf. He taps on the door. They stand aside. The doors open. Um, it's predominantly dwarven staff that you see here and there. There's a long hall that goes through all the way through to the back, which is unusual. And there are a set of double doors that open to a sprawling garden in the back. If you're not mistaken, there is an archery range out there. 4 targets, and you can hear the arrows strike, so someone is clearly at play. A maid walks you through and brings you to a lovely open garden with a patio, and it's got a low stone rail around it. And then beyond that are the grounds. And like I said, this archery range and so on. Seated at at a table facing the doorway is Lady Blobbery herself. There is a large. Well, I say large. I probably should actually roll him up instead of just sort of stereotyping, just because because I know his job, right? Which is he is a big security guy. That's what he's doing. And so,
Man at Arms from He-Man.
Man at Arms. You gotta go back and find on Netflix. Find He-Man, everybody, and watch that first episode.
How
Because
bad? How bad is it?
well, some of their episodes are not bad plot wise, right?
Yeah.
The very first one is what I like to call abysmally stupid. It's just terrible. I mean, it's literally about 2 comets. I forget how it goes. There's 2 comets that fell in love. I'm not. Wait, Jamie, is that a joke? Trapjaw? Are you calling Josh that? Remembering how he looked in high school? That's
Oh,
hard.
he's talking about it's not my trap, it's my trick jaw. I can, like a snake, just to fit a lot of stuff in, I can drop that down.
Oh, I know what you can fit in there.
An entire lasagna.
An entire lasagna. Older dwarf. He is standing sort of at attention behind her, clearly an air of authority. Average height, but he's got a big gut. He is dressed in light armor. And there are 2 warhammers at his side, and they look both beautiful and fierce. Boy, he is a fat joker. Wow.
Does he say welcome to the rotunda?
No, his face is scarred. It's a little difficult to look at, honestly. He's seen some stuff, and he looks you over very carefully. Give me a roll. Unbelievable.
85.
Wow, I'm looking at this guy. So for you guys who don't know, Josh and I built a personality roller for NPCs as you come across them, and that way I get little personality traits. I know how to play them and so on. And so I'm looking at this guy's personality traits. He's really interesting. Wow, neat. So, yeah. Huh.
So Lady Blobbery herself is in the room.
And is on the patio of the garden.
Okay. And
and this gentleman is standing. This older dwarf um, is standing there, and watches you carefully.
Who would
And
I see, who would I see first, or who would see me first? I guess would be the correct question.
well, she would see you. They're both facing the garden doors. You know, as you would step out into the garden, sort of like French doors, right?
Yeah.
Um, and so they would see you as they come as you walk. She rises as you enter. Um,
Okay. I'm gonna try to do a little move where I can kind of shake off my backpack so I can do a nice deep bow to the
the
nobility.
company, right?
Yeah. So kind of slide that off and set it down so I can do a respectful bow without being top heavy there.
Right. Um, oh, sorry, mistyped. You bow, they bow in kind. Um, she steps forward. She's like, Master Ganri, I am so pleased that you came. I am so pleased. I had every expectation that you would think me silly and you would simply not hear, uh, that you would not, consider my request a serious one. But I am so pleased that you are here.
Not
Um,
at all, my lady. It is I who am very honored for the opportunity and invitation.
and that's when you unzip and you just lay it on her.
That is not why they call me the Elephant Man.
So great. I remember watching you watch that and I laughed so hard. That was so great. Um,
Give a a nod to the security guy. Will you be wanting? And just kind of give him a little nudge, like asking if he wants to take possession of it or look it over or whatever, because it's obvious that I'm.
wait, I missed a word. You're you
That's
give
why I'm looking at the security guy. I kind of give him a nod, and I just do a little thumb towards the back, the
uh,
backpack that I took off,
I see.
and I'm kind of going, "Will you be wanting?"
Oh,
And
I
just.
got you. I see what you. Sorry, I was on the other screen looking at his personality. The very guy.
Okay, I got you.
Sorry. So, um, um, he
Well,
just.
and the Warmatic is going to kind of be attached to it too. I mean, that's
No, I
So
thought you were gonna walk in like this. Hey, everybody.
I'm
What?
riding the Warmatic. I figured out where to stick the class of animation so that the balance is perfect, so I can sit on it like a broom and just hover in.
You're gonna do the you're gonna do like that group in Michigan. Those guys who they're like, hey, no, we believe in the right to bear arms, and so they put on all tactical gear and M16s and shit, and they just walk around the park. And they walked into a police station. You remember this?
I believe I know the one you're talking about.
They walk into a police station. Everybody pulls their guns, and they're like, "Why are you pulling your guns? What is wrong with?" I don't understand. Um, so, um, but so you walk in and you give the nod and all that, and he looks at you a long moment, and he shakes his head, and he says, "Just rest it there.
Aye.
Roll for me." Oh, you know what? We got to do two rolls. I forget. I love doing this, and I keep forgetting to do it. Go ahead.
First one's a
Oh,
17.
okay.
Second one's a 31.
All righty. Um, he's a fairly solid guy. You feel like he's probably a straight shooter. You already know Blobbery is as harmless and sort of energetic as she seems. Um, so
You mean a straight shooter McGavin?
that's it. He's a
I
straight
eat
shooter,
shit like you for breakfast.
McGavin.
This is a shit.
Um, straight shooter, McGavin. Um, but um, he turns a moment and he calls. He says, "My lord, Master Ganri is here," and you can see now, focusing beyond, that there is a well dressed um, um, well dressed dwarf out there practicing archery. Um, this new system, dude, is rocking it. By the way,
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
it's really cool. And what's really interesting is you can select. I highlighted the last character I rolled up, and then I rolled a new one. Well, it stays lit up. It stays highlighted, and so I can just copy again and drop it. Isn't that interesting?
Very nice.
So
Yeah, so all you have to do is F9, and then you don't
yeah,
have to select it. Just get copy and bring it over.
right, yeah.
Nice.
Um, so um, hang on just a minute. Sorry. Um, man puts it down. He lifts a hand to acknowledge that he's heard. Um, um, and he takes a towel, wipes himself off, um, and he turns. The dwarf in front of you turns back. He says, "I am Celadan. I am the Lord Protector, if you will, of this household."
Give me a quick spelling on Celadan there.
Kellodan.
Lord Protector of the Blobberies.
Yes.
Okay.
um,
Ah, hold on. I'm sorry.
no,
Just
man, it's
weird.
fine. I hate you.
Okay. Um, sorry.
Is there something wrong, buddy?
No, it's something I read. I was.
Got it.
Oh God. Okay. Um, yes, there is always room for hello. That is true. Uh, hello, Elo, Jello, and Hello are all welcome here, but not Lamello. He's past his prime. Um, I don't know. Wait, I'm thinking of the wrong one. Lamello's pretty young still, isn't he? Anyway, whatever. Enough basketball. Um, yeah. So give him uh, another respectful nod or bow or whatever I think would be appropriate for the Lord Protector, and pleased to make your acquaintance, and I don't know. I guess just kind of take in the rest of. I was pretty focused on the people at first. I assume so just kind of taking the rest of my surroundings. I assume it's
Yeah, it's really
pretty opulent.
lovely. Um, um, it's obviously pretty opulent. Um, I'll give you some information on Lord Blobbery. This is where I wish I had all this stuff done already. I was thinking the layout stuff I want to do with um, my with the database. I could already have it, but I'm close. So chest length beard. This is Lord Balabri. And you watch him approach. Average height, a little on the thin side, not a stout man, but sort of a strawberry blonde hair that he keeps cut above the ears, unusually short. Beard length I told you was chest,
Mhm.
mid chest or so, below the tits.
We
Man,
call
maybe
that
I'm punch drunk.
nip length beard. Is that
Ex- That's it. Um,
the
and
old lip whiskers?
he's watching you pretty closely. Um, and as he walks, and occasionally you can see that he checks in with Celadan, and he reaches the place Of course, you give him a bow. He gives you the very brief bow.
Yep.
Um, and
I'm gonna try to put my forehead on the ground on this one, right? Just get it.
I mean, yeah, no, I understand. Um, I've got to figure out how to add to find. Where is that? Create new, create. I can't find it. Edit,
Thanks for
save.
swinging by Frog Hop Studios.
Yeah, man. We'll see you next time. I hope. If not tomorrow, then next week. Um, so,
That Max sucks. And Ganri.
so true. Uh, um,
Would you like that, Kevin? Would you like your players to get into a flame war that just escalates over time? And
I do. I think
okay,
that'd be great. So funny, you guys just sniping at each other constantly. Um,
just watching the other stream troll the whole time. Just
oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, good times. Um, so um, he accepts your bow, gives you a nod. He sits and he gestures to the he gestures to a seat.
I'll take it.
Um, and and he looks at his daughter and smiles. And man, what have I got going on here? Oh, weird. It's putting double returns between. Weird. Our stat roller is a little weird on this one. I don't know what to do about that. Um, so he he sort of nods to his daughter, and um, she says, "Father, this is." She says, looks at him and scolds him, "Father," and then turns to you and says, "This is his lordship, Lord Idanane Blobbery, lord of this house, and certainly someone who wishes us both much success in our future endeavors." And
Give me a quick spelling on that first name.
Idonayne, Idanane. I like that name a lot, actually. That's pretty cool.
Gotcha. Ivanane. Okay.
Um,
Funny, Kelly.
he
Used to make your acquaintance.
he he says, if there is to be such a enterprise, yes, daughter, get on with the matter. And she says, of course. And um, so, as you know, Master Ganri, my hope is to employ you to run certain activities that might be otherwise impossible for us to officially undertake. Um, it is with my father's approval and that of Master Caladan, that we can reach an agreement and proceed upon this endeavor. I would ask first that you be entirely discreet, even should our agreement fall through, that you never speak of what happens on behalf of this house or at this house to anyone.
You have my word.
Secondly comes what you might expect in the way of payment. These activities shall be, in some cases, extremely dangerous. In other cases, the danger will simply be unknown. What payment do you think would be worth your time?
Oh God. Sorry. I misunderstood when you initially started. I thought she
Perhaps a
was.
song? Boo boo do boo. Okay.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Are you just gonna wink? Ding.
That do anything for? Um, hey, look, my wife loves gnomes, Jamie. Loves them. Like,
You suspect she's having an affair.
I was going to say, just straight up cucks me for gnomes, honestly. It's crazy. I just.
She loves them so much that when you answer her, it's always yes, and no. Yeah? What? No? All right, moving on.
Terrible. Um, my lady, I am fine to leave payment to your discretion. I assume each job would be different based on the threat level, as it were, or workload.
Let me check my Dungeon Master's Guide for the threat level. Hang on.
Well, she said threat, right?
Page 21, is it? Hang on.
Um, and if I'm to be honest, I've not engaged in this type of activity before, so
And
not certain I would know
another
what to ask.
wink there, right? Just give it a little ding.
Not certain I would know what to ask for, what would be fair, the market
Look,
price, as it were.
you're on the spot now. You're
Hello.
on the spot.
Oh God. Yeah, I think I'll kind of stop there, but basically putting that ball back in her court.
You understand, Lord Blobberies says, that I have the utmost concern that you're a mere shyster, that you are here merely for payment, and that you will take your first wage and will never see from you again. So tell me what it is that should change my mind about you, Master Birch.
Very well, sir. As you may be aware, I recently discovered an item of great interest to the Lady Erin, and in the course of that discovery, have forged a relationship between my family and the family Pharynix, and Erin indirectly. I value my family name, sir, my family's honor, and have no desire to bring any shame to my house nor the houses of the Pharynixes, the Erins, or the Blobberies. If there is something you require of me, I cannot imagine what it would be other than time. I don't think trust is earned in any other way. So I don't expect it from you at this point. I suppose we should just start out slow and see where it leads.
So if I were to tell you that I expect you to do this first job with no payment until you complete it, you would not balk at such an offer.
I suppose I would not, sir.
You start crying. I am a dwarf. I love gold.
My only precondition for anything is that in 5 days' time, my mother expects me home for a meal, and I'm not sure what your relationship is or was with your mother, sir, but
It can't
I
be
was
as good
raised
as mine.
I was raised not to disappoint my mother. That is an obligation I plan to meet. Other than that, I can do anything you desire. No payment required.
Caladan, do you have any questions for the man? He again looks at you. I should check there. Oh, there's his. Okay. He says, none, sir, that a first job could not answer better. I say we put the man to the test. If Her Lady has some task that we could perhaps put him to that would release him in a week as he requires, then I say that is the task to which we should put him. They turn to her. She smiles and considers the matter. The most urgent task I have may take you weeks, if not many months, Master Ganri. It is one that, if I am honest, is of extraordinary danger, because it does put you in the reaches of the trolls that lie to the north. But it is not known how long it will take. Would you prefer, therefore, to wait until your family manor is over?
I believe that will be prudent. I could depart 6 days hence, I believe, for this mission. We could, of course, make some early preparations now, so if I require any thing in the way of gear, I could go ahead and take care of that.
Very well. I think that is terrific. I think we can work. The task I have in mind for you, while I will give you greater details at that time, is to recover a particular item lost when the trolls invaded our lands and formed this abomination that they now call the Troll Clan Nation. I leave it to your own wisdom that you know that you must at all cost avoid contact with the trolls, as in all likelihood they will kill you upon sight. As to what the item is, let us leave that for the moment until we see you again.
That sounds good to me, my lady. Shall we say... hold on, let me pull my thing up real quick here.
27th is when your family celebration is. Oh, wait. The sculpture, you have the sculpture that you have commissioned to be given to a certain lady. That is on the 30th, is it not?
It is, but he was going to deliver that for me, I'm pretty sure, was he not?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
In fact, why don't you go ahead and make a note of that? But I'm just wondering if you wanted to be there.
Yeah, part of me does, but at the same time, I don't want to put these guys off for too long. Let's see.
Well, but remember, this is a society that does not work in hours. You know what I mean? We don't have the sort of the small bite-sized units of time that modern society
Okay.
expects. We won't get that until the development of the pocket watch, at least if this world follows our own history. And we're
Sure.
centuries away from, actually, in all likelihood, if you believe in dwarven skills, it's possible they would have already had it. But for our purposes, no. So a day here and there, even a week here and there, is not beyond um, out of the realm, out of question.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll just put that directly to um, where would we meet to further discuss um, this issue? Would you prefer to meet here again?
No, this shall be our only meeting here, and I would beg of you that in all instances that you never return here again without my leave. We
Okay.
have rented a room in perpetuity downtown, and there will be an agent that awaits you with instructions from me. But for this first meeting there, me and I suspect Caladan and my father, unless I'm very much mistaken, and she glances at both of them and they nod, will accompany me that day, and there you will hear of this task that we will set for you.
If I'm not mistaken, I
Attack them?
actually I can't remember if I did or not, so I won't even say that. I'll say it this way.
I don't think so. No, no, no. Is that what you're going to say?
That is almost to the word what I was going to say. Weirdly, I was going to put a little motumbo in my no 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 though.
Yes.
No no no. Um, hold on one second. Let me change this here. Okay.
Secret agent man.
I commissioned a
Boo boo.
carving uh, for Lady Pharynix in gratitude for what she's done for my family, which is to be delivered to her on the 30th. Uh,
Roll
it is
for
not
me.
absolute. What's that? Roll?
Should I do this for rolling? Click.
93.
Clear, clear signs of favor from both Caladan and Lord Blobbery.
It is not absolutely necessary that I be there when she receives it. I've left instructions for it to be delivered. However, um, if it is possible, perhaps the 31st would be a good day for us to have this meeting. If we want to do it early, otherwise we could do it later in the day on the 30th.
There is no great rush to the matter, despite its importance. It is either available for us to recover from the trolls, or it is not. And if it's laying there for 150 years, then it can lay there for a few more days. I will see you first thing in the morning on the 31st.
When I am in town, I often keep a room at the Three Torches in the, what is that actually? Is it sort of southwestern part? I'm trying to,
Well, you gotta remember, so, I mean, you see the peninsula on our little map over there.
yeah.
I guess you should move your cursor, because they can't see my cursor.
Hold on, let me go to the
All right.
slide. Okay, so over here, Garamore
Right.
is
So,
here.
right. So the city is right there, and you're closer, you're to the northern part. You're not far from the port. Well, from the actual harbor. And so you're there. They are to the south. The southern part of town, sort of on the edges of town, are where at least one region of one large neighborhood of the elite and the nobility reside. Um,
So from here, the Three Torches would be south.
yep.
Okay.
Well, yeah, coming from you would go south from the Three Torches to reach this place. Yes.
So yeah, so that's, I guess that's what it's at.
But you're meeting downtown, which will still be south.
Right. I just wanted to let them know if anything changed or if they needed me before or whatever, word can be left for me at the Three Torches. I can retrieve messages there when I'm in town.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to kind of give them a location, I guess. Okay, so 31st we'll be meeting downtown with Blobberies and Caladan. Okay.
So she passes you a calligraphied note. On it is the address and room number.
Fantastic. Put that in a safe place on my person. And how are we feeling? I got tuck in possible. We looking to go another half hour, or
No, I mean it's totally up to you. It's a decent stopping place if you want to stop here.
Okay.
You think that's where we ought to stop?
Well, let's go ahead and I guess get back to the say goodbyes and stuff here, and head back to the Three Torches. That'll probably be the place I would teleport from. If I'm planning on going back to the farm, or I may just, I don't. At this point, realistically, knowing you've teleported back and forth between a place several times, you probably just wouldn't travel the slow route if you didn't have a specific cause to, would you?
You're not. Well, you can't think of it in modern terms. Time doesn't mean the same. I mean, our attention span is so much shorter than people of this era and in this culture. It really depends on just how you feel. But I would expect most of the time, no, teleport's not your first choice. Probably not. Why not ride? I mean, first of all, it's sort of, I guess, similarly dangerous in a sense because travel is dangerous in this era. But I think your respect for magic would be, if you're pressed for time, then absolutely you would teleport. But there's nothing wrong with just traveling. You're not.
Okay.
You have no time that needs to be saved. Whereas in this society, of course, like I said, we measure things by hours, really. And here, days, weeks, timelines are a matter of season until you get to things like issues of war and things like that, where things need to be on a deadline. But even then, it's a matter of days.
So traveling back home, then I would probably look to find some farmers or something that were traveling between Shran and Galandos and hope to catch a ride, that sort of deal.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Well, then, make my goodbyes then with the Blobberies and Caladan. Obviously very respectful, and then I'll check with the guys at the front that I came in, the house
Right.
guys, we're gonna call them, to see about getting a coach or a carriage that can get me out towards the main road
Sure.
to head back towards Shran, and then just kind of look around to see if I can, catch somebody heading that way I can catch a ride with, basically.
So you plan on heading home immediately?
Let's see. It's the
22nd.
22nd. So, yeah, let's see. Today would be shot with travel because it will take all of the rest of the day to get home, basically.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so that would give me the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. So 4 days. If I didn't travel today, one of those will be shot anyway with travel. Yeah, I'm kind of what I was thinking about was getting back, seeing what the band has been up to, and if they've had any further progress with their discussions about
Right.
what they want to do. Kind of checking on Axabron, see how he's doing. Um, and
And for our audience, the band is a group of adventurers that lives next door to Ganri's family farm. And it was one of those adventurers whose stories fired Ganri's imagination and made him the adventurer he is today. But we learned later that the band is fleeing from an enemy or in hiding from an enemy many years ago called the Glass Minister. We know almost nothing about this person, but just that the band escaped with their lives. Many are crippled because of injuries received. And the thought is that the band might attempt to escape any further fear of the Glass Minister by traveling to a different world that Ganri discovered. And they have been mulling over that possibility for a number of days now.
Also of note, they escaped with their lives, but not their clothing. And they are still nudists. They discovered it very freeing, right? It was a crippling defeat. It was catastrophic physically, but it was very liberating spiritually because they may have lost the battle and their clothing, but not their self-respect, right?
Right.
Not the dignity of the naked human, dwarven, elven form. Just
right.
That was really brought forward. So,
right.
No, but other things I want to discuss were, so when I get back with the dwarf that you just mentioned, who got me into being an illusionist, I want to show him my new home and talk to him about the stuff in here. Right?
Oh, I can't wait for you to do that.
What's that?
I can't wait for you to do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's going to be great.
It is.
Just page after empty page.
It's going to be great.
This is phenomenal. And discuss with them about the Dromivore.
Hey, I think you should try to copy a spell out of Guises. I have a terrific surprise in mind for you. But we're all right because you want to discuss the Dromivore with them too. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think a few days. Probably hanging out more of the adventures than at home, so I can go through, work on the tome, work on the rod, kind of have some discussions. And I haven't really in the first 2 or 3 weeks had a lot of downtime in terms of just, hey, I need to train. I need to, do you know what I mean? I've been doing a little bit at a time, but I haven't taken like a full day to say, okay, this is what we're doing today. We're doing X or whatever, right? And I don't want to put myself in a position where I miss this thing with my mom. Oh my gosh.
Oh, sure, yeah. Your family will come down on you pretty hard.
I would just feel terrible, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I did a good thing after I did a bad thing, and I don't want to follow it up with another bad thing.
Right.
So yeah, but if that's a good spot, then we can.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, so we'll get you. So all right. So you do want to head home because you want to have this conversations, and so why don't I do? So they fetch you a coach, no problem. Caladan stands, in the circle and watches you ride off. He gives you, a nod, and so they you ride off, and you just you ask just basically to be taken to the. I always have to look at the chart to remember to the one of the major roads, one of the major coastal roads. We'll probably give that a name eventually once I get that map done, and drop you off.
I heard it was
there.
called the Old Coast Road.
It's an echo of an older time.
I gotta take my horse to the Old Coast Road.
Oh, hey, we can do that now. People just copy me. 7 copper for the ride.
Okay.
They take you to the edge of town. It's pretty well noon now. You probably have them just stop at an inn. And why don't we just leave you there at the inn then? We'll just have they stop you at a tavern or whatever, and you can stay there and see if you can um, catch a group going that way. Offer to provide security for them or protection
Sure.
as they travel. So,
And
all
get
right,
changed out of these nice clothes into my normal traveling gear, so I'm not such a mark.
all right. Did you, um, did you? What about your you? Because you hired that boat.
Hired the what?
You have a boat on held on hire.
Yeah, so I can check in with her at either Shran or in Gallendos because she does come to Shran from time to time.
Yes.
So my thought was, well, if I'm catching a ride, I'm probably catching a ride into Shran and then from there walking to the farm, right?
Okay.
So when I get to Shran, I can go down and check. If she's there, great. If not, I can just leave word, right? Hey, just
Yeah.
checking in, um, and and see about it that way because I do enjoy going by sea. Actually, I thought about taking the boat down um, initially, but then I didn't know, like, okay, if she's not there, like, I don't know, the road's fine. I can catch her back if I need to.
Okay. So you stop off at a tavern. The trip is relatively uneventful. Just the busyness of a major city.
Yeah.
Um, and So we'll call it noon on the 22nd. Um, and and You're looking for a ride to head back to Shran. Um, and we'll call that where we are. And that just leaves us to thank everyone for joining us. It's been fun. I'd hope we get a little further, but we had some technical issues, and that's all me. So we'll keep playing around with those. We'll try to get those links fixed. Again, thanks to everyone for watching. We're gonna keep going with his story next week. Tomorrow will be Max continuing Bree's story. It'll be episode 3. Um, uh, Ganri, is there Josh? Is there anything you'd like to say to these lovely people?
Oh, just thanks for joining us once again. This is turning into a nice weekly activity that I know I look forward to. Hopefully, you guys do as well. Always appreciate having you. It's nice to look over and see a nice active chat. And I know that Kevin appreciates being able to share his creative endeavors with other people. Something really nice about, I mean, yeah, there's a validation aspect, but just in general, it's almost like when you're a kid. You can't wait to share the things you made. You made your parents a card, or
It's
you did
true.
some awesome crafts project, or even physical stuff. Right? Look, I can do a handstand or a backflip. You just want to share that creative energy, and I think this is a really good outlet for that. And once again, just really appreciate having everyone here. Kevin, I appreciate your hard work and
Thank you, man. Yours
all
too.
the prep, game mastering, and I don't know if people who haven't game mastered understand how intensive that can be, but you're great at it, and appreciate you, buddy, as
Well,
always.
thank you, man. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm gonna post the donation link there because at least that works, and we're gonna try to get these links fixed for everybody with his personality and character sheet and so on. We're gonna try to get all of that done next time. All of the typical stuff that you hear every streamer in the world say, but hey, do it. Subscribe, like, donate if you feel like it. At least hop to the donate page and look at the funny jokes that I put in there because they make me giggle sniggle. Let your friends and pals know who like to role play and if they like a good story, then tell them to tune in to us tomorrow and next week, and we will see you guys next time Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you very much.